Hey guys, guess who it is? It's your girl Cree21 Boom coming back at you with an explosive episode of my single segment that I added not too long ago. And I have this beautiful young lady here back by popular demand. I can't tell y'all, I had her on my relationship roundtable talk, and my inbox was blowing up. Who is this girl? Well, guess what? I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and we are going to talk about it, and we do my single segment. I ask questions, she answers them, and then she gives her information at the end of it. And then y'all can stop coming in my inbox and y'all can jump directly in hers. And hey, you cut out the middleman that way. You never know. A love connection could be made today. Hey, why not? Let's just check it out. All right, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, sweetheart, and we're gonna jump right into it because guess what, guys? I have another man. I have a man lined up right after this female. So y'all never know. Creasy One Boom might be out here making love connections all over the world. All right. I can't get my own life together, but I might be able to help somebody else get their life together. All right. So go ahead, darling. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself, and we
I'm
can get.
Janice. Live in Killeen, but I'm from Cali. So been out here for almost 4 years now. But yeah, that's basically it.
All right. The beautiful Janice has arrived. Let's get into it. It's usually about 30, 35 questions. They go back quickly. You can share whatever you want to share, whatever you don't want to share. You don't have to do that either. But she got the girls out today, y'all. She had them out last time. So y'all need to focus on everything. Don't just look at the girls and get mesmerized. All right. I need y'all to listen to her answers and see if she can be a good fit for y'all. And possibly y'all can be a good fit for her. We'll see. All right. And if y'all have any questions y'all want to ask her, y'all feel free. She is here to be asked. All right, and we're going to start off just like this, even though you just introduced yourself. But my first question is always your name. And what would you like to be called if you have a nickname?
It's Janice, and I want to be called Janice. I do not have a nickname. I don't like the little baby names and stuff like that, especially if there's not like an established like full relationship.
Okay. And your age?
I'm 42, so I will be 43 this year.
All right. And where are you from originally, and then where you currently reside?
So Southern California, Orange County to be
Hey.
exact. So if you know where Disneyland is in California, that's where I'm from. And I currently reside in Killeen, the west side of Killeen.
West Side. Kids?
Yes, so four children, 23, 20, 18, and 16. So no more babies. We shut the baby maker down. So I went ahead and took care of that issue. But yes, I do have four children.
All right. And my next question is, can he have kids?
Yes, but I would prefer not to be a stepmom to young children. I just don't want to start all over again, but it's not like a deal breaker for me. I am open to all
No.
ages. So
And does he have to be local? And are you willing to travel?
um, I work from home, so I'm willing to relocate if
Oh,
something happens and it's serious. But through the dating and talking phase, I'm needy. So absolutely I would like him to be as close as possible so that I can see him on a regular basis.
I like it. And your zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo.
Leo. Is there any sign you wouldn't date?
Hmm. I want to say yes, but the thing is that I've previously said that I wouldn't date certain signs, and then I double back to them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say no. I'm open to
All
everything.
right. All right. So you learned.
Yes.
And what do you do for a living?
Right now, I do seller support for Walmart from home. Um, so I normally do a lot of customer service, but I also now will be working part time at Dave and Buster's as a hostess.
Yay! What a
Yes.
beautiful space and energy to come into David Buster's with. I love it. Now, what kind of person are you looking for?
I definitely need an alpha male. So, but it's like a delicate balance with me. I think I have a very strong personality, so I can't have a male that um, can't match that energy or isn't strong enough to deal with that. But I don't want somebody that's coming in overly aggressive either. So yeah, it's like a balance.
If you had to like narrow it down to like three qualities that this person has to have, this alpha male has to have, what would you say?
Um, so I'm shallow. So he has to be attractive. Like, and we're not talking about like, oh, I just think he's attractive. I'm talking about universally attractive. Like, I want to go somewhere with my man, and he's not only attractive to me, but to other people as well. So that's the first one. Um, second, he he has to be intelligent. Um,
Mm.
and when I say that, I don't, it doesn't necessarily mean quote unquote educated, but intelligent. Like I need to be able to have an intelligent conversation with you and you be able to carry it and for us to throw ideas back and forth between each other. And
One more.
he has to smell good.
Good hygiene. That's always,
Oh my
baby. That's
gosh.
always a plus. Always. You think that's a given one though, right? You think that's a given
But
one.
it's not. And
It's not.
I love like the smell. Like, smell for me is going to get you way further than a lot of other qualities as far as when I'm dating someone.
Hint, hint. Y'all better take notes. And then the follow up question to that is, do you possess these qualities already?
Absolutely.
All right.
So for all I personally, now don't get me wrong, I'm not stuck up. But I do what I can to make sure that I if we go somewhere, like if people aren't looking at you like, ugh. So I try to maintain myself and do what I can, and then I always make sure that I smell good, and I feel like I can carry on an educated conversation with anyone.
Falam McKnight said you don't want, wait, you don't want not a alpha male. What? Fred, I'm gonna need you to rephrase that. I'm not sure if he's saying you don't want an alpha male or you don't want somebody that's not an alpha male. I'm not sure what he's saying exactly. Can you make that out?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You do.
Try again, Flan, because we don't understand quite what you're saying. You definitely put the emphasis on don't, but we want her to answer the question if it's a question, but oh, okay. Don't- Wait. Okay, so I think he's saying you don't want an alpha male. Would you like to respond to that?
No, I definitely need an alpha male. The reason why is like I said, I have a strong personality, but I I do I do what I'm told. So if I'm in a relationship and you are my man, like I always tell people like I'm definitely I have a smart mouth and I'm shallow, but I'm definitely built to submit and follow. Like that's my goal. I want a male that's gonna bring that out in me and I know my place and I can be the woman in the relationship and follow his lead. And so I need an alpha male.
And
So
I think most women actually want that. Like no woman wants to dominate her man. I think it's a small percentage
yeah.
of women that like to dominate men, but majority of women, we want that man to come and tell us, "Shut your ass up, sit down somewhere." Like, and we be like, "Yes,
Exactly.
sir. Yes, sir. I love it."
Exactly.
Respectfully. Respectfully.
Yes.
All right. What are the age ranges you're willing to date? Listen up, fellas.
So I would prefer anywhere from 33 to 35 up to 50.
All right, so we're gonna say 33 to 50.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know now. Some fine older ones over than 50 now. I don't know. But
Um,
okay, but her age is
yeah.
33 to 50. Y'all got that? Take notes. Have you ever been married?
Yes.
And how many times?
Just once.
Once. And why didn't that work out?
Um, because he was a beta male.
Mm.
and I got married for the wrong reasons. I thought in my head it was he's definitely not something that I'm used to. So he asked, I was like, let me go ahead and do it. But as the relationship progressed, I was dominating in the relationship and
Mm.
it kind of got out of hand. And I can't admit that I was like verbally abusive in the relationship. So, but I was controlling everything and it kind of got like, I guess, boring, where I was like, okay, yeah, I don't want
What
this.
did you
So,
learn from that experience,
um,
other than you need an alpha male?
so I learned that I feel like I learned that sometimes thinking, oh, okay, let me go outside the box because I'm not, what I'm telling myself that I want, it's not
Mhm,
working out with this. It doesn't always work. So sometimes you need to just stick to what you know,
mhm.
um, and eventually it's going to find you. So instead of rushing into things,
That's good, that's good. Are you dating with the intention to remarry?
I'm open to it. But what I will say is, I'm also open to finding a forever partner. So it doesn't necessarily have to be on paper as marriage. Um, so either one I'm okay with. So if I find someone that doesn't want to go the traditional route and get married, but they want to, I guess you could call it shack up for the rest of their lives, I'm okay with that. And if they're determined to get married, I'm open to it.
Okay. So are you open to just the monogamy or poly? This is just a question I added just now.
Oh, just monogamy. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I don't want to be in a relationship with a whole bunch of other people.
Okay. Does he have to look a certain way? I think you already touched up on that, but we'll let you answer it again.
Yeah, but when I say universally attractive, I don't feel like that falls in line with what most women would say. So
Mhm.
height requirement, as long as you're over 5'5", we're good.
Okay.
Um, I dark skin, light skin, like so. White, Hispanic, Asian. Yeah. So you have to universally be attractive.
Okay.
Basics.
Okay. When was your last relationship?
Um, Earlier this year, a few months ago.
And why do you think it ended?
He's a liar.
Do you think that all people lie?
I think that sometimes sometimes men think that they can't be honest based off of either past relationships or traumas. So what they do is they carry on these lies that aren't necessary for them to actually have a healthy relationship with someone new.
So
So
unnecessary, guys. I keep trying to tell y'all. But I think a lot of them want to control the narrative. And they don't think women would accept them and all they trash. And I keep trying to tell them somebody will. Hey, Renee, how are you doing? She said, hello, beautiful ladies.
yeah.
And why do you think somebody would be happy and lucky, blessed, or whatever to be with you, Miss Janice?
Um, well, if they're a prize, I feel like I would be the prize too. So both of us would be the prize. I am very supportive, and traditional. So I feel like my father raised me well. So if I'm committed to someone and I'm in a relationship, I feel like there's a lot of benefits to it. So I do know how to cook. Do I cook? No, because my kids are gone. But can I cook? Yes. Can I be domestic, support you through whatever you're going through emotionally, mentally, all of that, motivate you when I need to? Absolutely. So, and I know my place as a woman.
I love that. And she's fun. She didn't mention that, but she's also a barrel of laughs. If you ever want to crack up and have a good time, she's definitely down for that. I love it. Has
Thank
good
you.
energy too.
Thank you.
Uh, does religion matter?
No, as long as it doesn't matter for them. I don't fall into a religion. So I wouldn't consider myself Christian or anything like that. So I do believe that we have a God. Like, so we have a
What if
creator.
they're atheists?
I'm okay with that as long as it doesn't impede on my feelings. So I grew up with grandparents where one was a Jehovah Witness and the other one was Baptist, and they were married for 40 years and made it work.
Nice.
So I think as long as everyone respects everyone else's feelings and their beliefs, then it shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. Did I ask you, does he have to make a certain amount of money?
No, you didn't ask me that, and I will say we're in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm gonna say I would prefer that he makes over, and this is, I feel like this is kind of low, but I would prefer that he makes at least over 50 grand a year.
That's very fair. I
Yeah.
like that. That's fair. How long have you been single?
Mm, uh, like officially, I would say like maybe like a month and a half, but like really single, like anything serious, I would say since I've been in Texas. So for like 3 years.
Oh,
Now
okay.
I've dated and been in like little situationships. I'll say that, like, a few months here, a few months there, but anything long term or super serious, yeah, nothing since I've been in Texas.
How long was your last long term?
4 years.
Okay. So tell me what's an ideal date. What does that look like for you?
Mm, so I had a really, let me just say this. You could literally take me to, you could literally take me to Chili's and I'd be okay with that. But I like interactive dates. So I had a really good date. Where like we met for lunch, went and got tattoos, rode motorized scooters, bar hops.
Nice.
Yeah, so like did it all day. But I'm pretty simple, so if you just wanted to go have a drink at like Pluckers, like I'm okay with that.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Is smoking and drinking deal breakers?
No, so I recently quit smoking cigarettes after smoking for 26 years.
Wow,
So
congratulations.
I do vape, but no more like actual cigarettes. And it's not. I mean, I can't be a hypocrite, like so it doesn't bother me. Now, I don't want to date an alcoholic. So if you have a substance problem, yeah,
Please get some help first, right?
yes, that's a problem for me. Um, Cool, social drinking, and like I said, if they smoke, as long as they still maintain a level of hygiene with that smoking, um, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. What is the best advice you've ever gotten about relationships?
um, this is kind of funny. So it came from my dad before he passed away, and my dad said, "This is gonna sound really weird coming from a father, okay?" But my dad was just he just kept it real all the time. He said that if you really want to be established in a relationship, like pussy's everywhere, and good pussy might get you put in an apartment somewhere, but good head will get you put up in a house and set up for life.
So if
So
you're not set up in a house or something, that means you're not as good as you thought you was. Okay, got it.
yeah. So rock the mic appropriately and things will normally be okay.
Your dad told you that?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're down to like the last couple questions. What would your friends and family say is your biggest strength and weakness in relationships? And do you agree with them?
I think that they would probably say my biggest strength is that I'm able to be supported under any circumstances and understanding. So I'm always supportive of my partner. and understanding. Even if it doesn't make sense, I'm still going to support and be understanding of it. My biggest weakness is probably I have a tendency to be overly emotional if I'm attached.
Mm,
Yeah.
sound like a lot of women.
Yeah. And I
What?
would fully agree with that.
All right. So this is the last and final question, and then I'm going to have you give your information. So whenever they want to reach out to you, they can. What is something that you're working on to be a better person or partner?
Um, I'm actually working on controlling my emotions,
Mm.
not always being reactive to everything and making assumptions. So I have that bad. I make the assumption, and if I try to communicate and I feel like the communication is not there, then I just run with the assumption, and then I'm overly emotional about it.
Oh yeah, you got to work on that one, sister.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're
So
working on that one.
I'm working on it.
All right, so that's the last of my questions. Is there anything you want to add to any guy out there listening right now?
Um, no, not really. I'm a bit much sometimes.
Let's talk about a little bit about honesty, though, because I haven't heard you speak anything about that. And you, since I've known you, you seem to be pretty. Uh oh, did we lose you? Did I lose you? What happened? Your face is gone. Are you there, Janice? Hello. All right, technical difficulties. 1 minute while I try to get her back. Let me see what's going on here.
Can
Oh,
you hear
there
me?
she is. She's back.
Sorry, I
Are
almost
you
died
okay?
choking. Yeah.
Oh Lord, she started choking when it's time to give out her information. I hope that's not a
Yeah.
sign from God.
Oh my. Maybe I'm not supposed to give it out.
Well, they have to be able to reach you. They can't just be trying to come through me.
Mm.
So, talk a little bit how important honesty and being transparent is to you, and then give out your information.
Um, it's super important just because I feel like I'm overly honest. Um, and there's things I feel like that I'll accept that most women will not. But if you don't let me know, then like how am I gonna know? You know?
Right.
So I prefer for you to be honest than to tell me a lie because we're grown. Um I'm always gonna tell you what it is, where you stand with me, and how I'm feeling about a situation. And I feel like once, especially at this grown age, we should be able to communicate. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Get it out, girl. Get it out. All right. So go ahead and let them know how they can reach you if they're interested.
Um, you can find me on Facebook. It's Janice Mariah with the Y. So Myriah. Last name is Perry. Perry. Not not giving anybody my number, but you can hit me up. You have
Right.
an idea.
So just through Facebook, no Instagram, just Facebook.
I do have Instagram. It's J Mariah 37.
The
Um,
Mariah with the Y.
yes. So Myriah. So yeah, you can reach me on there as well.
All right, there you have it. Another episode of my singles. Um, I will be checking back with you. You let me know if you had a great date, met somebody, and we can do an update show. Who knows? But if
Oh,
I'm a part of your
I have a
happiness,
date. I have a date after this. Um, someone that actually saw me on your last podcast. But then he saw me out after he saw me on the podcast, so he asked me out.
nice. Congratulations. I'm already out here making love connections. I love it. Let me ask you this before you go. Do you believe in dating one at a time or dating whoever you see fit until you establish that we're going to do this Just the two of us?
Exclusively. So I believe in dating multiple. And then when I say dating, I don't mean being intimate, I mean just dating
Right.
multiple until there's a conversation about us being exclusive. So that may happen on the first date, that may happen on the fifth date. So it's whenever you decide that that's the direction that you want us to go. If I feel like it could actually be something, I'm going to agree to it. And that's just what it's going to be.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on my show. And you, my friend, did it in under 30 minutes. You are a pro at this thing already. I wish you all the luck in the world, and I hope you have an amazing time on your date later on. All right. You
Thank you,
keep me
Cree. Love you.
updated, darling. I shall see
All
you when I see you.
right. All
Bye.
right. Bye.